spots is usually the right way is to cut and weld a new piece for it to not come back. There's really no guarantee of that happening or not. But today, what I'm gonna do is show you guys a quick and easier way on stopping or freezing the rust. So we're gonna go ahead and sand it with a 80 grit sandpaper, and then we're gonna do a rust reformer that you can find this at Harbor Freight. But any rust reformer you can find it works good. I tend to work with this one a lot. After this, though, we're gonna let this dry overnight to be able to have the rust converted into black frozen rust, I guess you could call it. And then after that, we're gonna go ahead and hit it with self-acting primer, which is good for bare metal. And then after the self-acting primer, we're gonna go ahead and use a filler primer to fill in any imperfections. And after that, we're gonna go ahead and do the base coat and clear coat and blend into the rest of the car. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and just sand this down quick. You can put some tape there just to not get into it. If you don't want to take the whole piece out. This is just a cheaper way to get rid of rust and freeze it for it not to come back. Especially in white colors though, it comes back real quick. Let's see there, you can start seeing all the rust. And so what this is gonna do is gonna be freezing the rust or stopping it, prolonging the life of the panel here. I think that's good enough. I'm gonna take this just a little bit so I can hit only that with the rust reformer. Not worry about hitting the rest because I'm gonna be blending the whole panel and the bumper. But right now I'm just teaching you guys how to do this one spot. Trying not get into the tire. And also, not too much into your bumper. Again, I'm not worried if it hits the bumper because I'm gonna be cleaning that as well. So we're gonna go ahead and hit the rust reformer. After an hour, I'm gonna hit it again, and then, like I said, I'm gonna come back with a little bit of self-acting, and then the filler primer. I don't even think I'm gonna need any Bondo for this because the filler primer will fill in that after it's sanded and whatnot. That's one coat. After an hour, I'm gonna come back for another coat. Gonna let it sit overnight, and I guarantee you guys it's gonna freeze a lot of your rust problems. If they're not like all rotten and whatnot, but there's little spots though, for it not to come back in at least a good 2 years though, to prevent that. So we'll come back and I'll show you guys tomorrow. Once it dries, it's gonna go black it's gonna turn the rust black. All right. Okay guys, so I actually let it dry for 2 days. So if you look at it, after the rust reformer, now it's black, so that pretty much means that it's frozen the rust. Now we can go ahead and do the self-acting primer next, which adheres to bare metal better than any other primers out there. But I'm gonna go ahead and just sand it a little bit with 240 grit paper, just for this to be able to grab onto this. gonna do 2 coats of this. And this around though, it's just sanded down very smoothly with like 1,000 grit or so. Which again, I'm gonna be doing pretty much all this side of the car. But right now I'm just concentrating on showing you guys how to fix the rupture. I'm gonna on this one. Just give in the first coat. That's 1 coat. We let it dry for about 5 minutes to 10 minutes, and then we shoot the next coat. Okay, guys. So after 1 hour, you can see that it's starting to turn like a black purple. That means it's working. I'm gonna shoot the next coat, and then we're gonna let it dry overnight, and we'll come back tomorrow. We'll do some self-acting primer, and then some filler primer after that. Let me go ahead and second coat. There you go. Alright guys, we'll come back after this dries and check in with you guys tomorrow. Alright, so we're back after the second coat dries. We're gonna go ahead and do the filler primer. Again, we're gonna do 2. You can even do up to 3 coats just to make sure it gets complete coverage to fill in those imperfections right there. See those? You can kind of see them. So we're gonna go ahead and shoot it. It's a little different color too, if you can tell. So we're gonna let it dry about 10 minutes as well, and then we'll come back and do another coat. If you see, it starts filling in the imperfections. That's why I didn't even grind it down or nothing, just sanding. Alright, okay, so this is the second coat, probably the last one for me. And then I'm just gonna sand with 400 grit and get rid of all the imperfections. And then with the paint on top of that, the base coat and the clear coat, it will even out. After that's dry though, I'm gonna completely sand it with 400 grit, and we should be done, and just blend into the new old paint, and we should be done. And I'll show you guys the final product once I paint the car, or this side of the car. This is what I mean, guys, when I'm gonna blend into this area and a little bit into the bumper, clear coat everything. The reason why we're doing the whole side is because this door we had to replace in order to be able to blend it in, the old paint to the old paint. We gotta go into the rear door, and we gotta go into the fender. This fender is also new or used, but it was also hit. The other one was hit, and we put a new used one, and this one was matching the color of the car, but we still gotta blend into this color, because otherwise we have a butt match, which makes it a little bit of a different tone than when the white pearl. So we gotta obviously get rid of all this grease in the paint with some acetone or some surface cleaner, and then after that we just clear coat it, and it should look good again. Alright, we'll come back and show you guys once it's painted and all. But before that, I'm gonna show you guys once that's fully dry and all. Okay guys, so here goes. Once it's dry, it's gonna look like that. You can still see a little bit of imperfections. I'm gonna hit it with the 400 grit sandpaper, get it ready for paint. And you kind of always want to do this with some type of block, small block. Otherwise you can do it by hand. By hand, the only thing is that your fingers are wavy, and so when you're sanding it'll create some different wave pattern instead of being straight. So goes to sanding. You can do a wet sand if you want it. I was a big fan of wet sanding. Now I just do it dry, clean it. And then I just shoot the paint and then the clear coat. And again, most the smaller imperfections are gonna be out with the paint, and then the clear coat on top of it. Just wipe it off. Okay, still a little bit of sanding we can do. And you can kind of see this and this. This should be able to be taken down with the paint. You shouldn't be able to see those. Maybe I'll touch it up just a little bit on those corners with the primer. As a matter of fact, I am going to touch it up with the filler primer again one more time, and it'll be perfect after that. You see, now it's really filling. Alright, we'll come back when it's dry, and then I'll sand it down, and I'll just show you guys how it looks after being sanded down. Alright guys, so about 2 days later, I finally shoot the whole car this side. So if you wanna get a close up, see, like, you can't, it's hard to tell that there was anything there. I still gotta like buff and polish the whole car and stuff, but yeah, that's pretty much it. After you use the rust reformer, the self-acting primer, and the filler primer, they don't really need to use any Bondo or anything on that part right there.